How many people do you know that are on Adderall?
In the I don't have a lot of friends in the finance world, but of the ones that are, the friends I have who are in finance, 100%. The scientists I know, 0. But scientists generally aren't of the Adderall type. Musicians, not so much. Those are kind of the categories. And podcasters, I don't know. I don't know how many.
Quite a few podcasters. Yeah. There's a lot of people that are journalists that are on it. Mm-hmm. A lot of writers and journalists are on it. I've been shocked when I talk to these people.
Well, you know my feeling about writers and journalists.
What's your feeling?
Well, I don't know if we bring this up or not, but I think the tides have changed in recent years, and conventional media is used to kind of, they email you, they want a conversation. I think sometimes they're surprised you don't leap to have that conversation. Or I think one of the problems with the traditional press is that it's hard to know where their heart is, or like where they are on a topic, and so conversations with them have become a bit of a razor's edge, frankly.
Well, they're also like deeply influenced by money, like that. There's that raccoon dog thing. I guarantee you, there are some people behind the scenes that are trying to come up with some sort of a plausible scenario that's alternative to the lab leak theory, and that's why they're coming up with this. It's not like the people that I've talked to that understand this. I've had many conversations with virologists and evolutionary biologists who explain to me why this is most likely a lab leak. They're not arguing with this. So when someone comes along with this and they're saying, "Oh, we found it," like, no, you didn't. No, you know you didn't. You're writing this article because you're being influenced to do so. Like someone is telling them that this is a good thing to put out. Someone is giving them information and saying, we believe this and you should print this. And there's money behind that doesn't reach independent journalism. That's the difference. Like the amount of money behind an advertisement that goes to CNN or an advertisement that goes to the New York Times, it's a different thing than what goes to Breaking Points with Crystal and Sagar, than what goes to Matt Taibbi's Substack. There's none there. There's no influence there. These people are influenced by gigantic corporations. That's why they put out articles that are not plausible. That's why people don't trust them anymore. That's why, people think they're fucking shady.
Yeah, well, you're right. They're incentivized by a whole set of things that are not obvious from the articles themselves. I'm a huge fan of what Sagar and Crystal have done and are doing.
Me too.
Huge fan.
It's incredible.
It's incredible and it's important.
And they're so fucking honest. Like they give you what is their actual take on whatever is going on in the news, and it's well researched. And the fact that exists now is so important, because if it was not for independent journalism, we would be in a pickle. We would be in a really bad state, because a lot of people got duped by the pharmacological industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, the military industrial complex. They've been duped by so many different companies and corporations that have a vested interest in getting one narrative out. And if you can get that narrative out through the traditional pipelines of mainstream media with no one fact-checking, no one interfering, no independent journalist saying, actually, that's not true at all. Here's why they did that. This was the influence. Here's where the money is. We have emails. We can show you they were influenced. If it wasn't for them, we would be fucked. And it's one of the beautiful things about the internet today. The internet today allows people like that to thrive, because these mainstream media corporations are so corrupt. They're so obviously indebted to the companies that pay for their advertising.
Yeah, I mean, my initial experience of them was long before I had a podcast, did an interview with traditional media, and then it comes out, and they didn't say anything bad, but my quote was given to somebody else. Their quote was given to me.
Yeah.
And then you say, and I wrote and said, hey, this is factually incorrect. I didn't say this. First of all, I'm not a medical doctor. They swapped the names either accidentally. And then I got this, oh, well, kind of response, like too late, but when it's
No retraction.
But and when it's your neck on the line, it's your name. I mean, in science, all we have is our reputations.
Yeah.
In science or in anything, that's all we have is our reputation. So it's a scary thing to hand that over to somebody. So unless it's a particular few set of sources, I generally decline traditional media conversations.